Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. There's an issue that hasn't had much attention until now in New Hampshire. It's solid waste. And the questions being raised at the state and local levels, whether New Hampshire's commercial and municipal disposal sites are nearing capacity, why so much solid waste comes to New Hampshire from out of state, and why New Hampshire's solid waste plan hasn't been updated since 2003. Well, here's a sentence from a 2019 report on solid waste by the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services. Out of state, the waste comprises roughly 50% of total waste disposal in New Hampshire facilities. And again, from the report, although at one time New Hampshire DES had resources dedicated to waste reduction through technical assistance, outreach, and planning, those resources were incrementally lost over time due to general fund budget constraints. With me to walk through those issues and what the state is doing now to plan for solid waste disposal in New Hampshire, including disposal other than burial, is the Director of Solid Waste Management at the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services, Michael Wimsatt. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Let's get a couple issues out of the way first that are out there. 50% of solid waste disposal in New Hampshire comes from out of state. Can that be controlled?
It's difficult to control that because the Interstate Commerce Clause of the U.S. Constitution prohibits states from taking actions that would infringe on the flow of, they basically treat waste as a commodity that can go between states. So we do have a public benefit provision that means that the state needs to make sure that any facility that is sited in the state provides a benefit to the citizens of New Hampshire, but it doesn't allow us to explicitly prohibit imported waste.
New Hampshire's 3 commercial and 3 municipal solid waste disposal sites are nearing capacity, or at least that's what's out there in the public mind, and have to be expanded, do they?
Well, so we have a total of 6 landfills in the state, 3 commercially operated and 3 municipally operated. Most of those landfills do have the ability potentially to increase beyond their currently permitted capacity if they so choose. So we don't think we have a in-state capacity crisis. However, we do believe there's a regional crisis because the states to the south of New Hampshire and New England have really failed to adequately site disposal facilities and capacity. So they're currently shipping waste to New Hampshire and also to states as far away as Ohio, Pennsylvania, and South Carolina by both truck and rail.
You've been with the department for several decades, I understand. So you've seen the solid waste issue go up and down. But in particular, the state hasn't been updated its plan since 2003, and there was a reason for that. You didn't have enough staff or enough money, right?
That's correct. As you mentioned in your introduction, this program gets no federal funding. It fully relies on state funding. That's the money that's the hardest to come by anytime there's a state budget in play. And as a result, we have struggled with resources that have made it difficult for us to meet some of our statutory mandates, in particular that planning mandate and the requirement to update the plan. I'm happy to say that with Representative Ebel's bill and the work group that she's chairing right now, the solid waste work group, we're working in earnest to update that plan by October 1 of 2022.
Finally, the plan you're working on includes the diversion of solid waste to other methods other than burial. What are you considering?
Well, one of the things that I'm pretty excited about, organics waste, food waste, and other organic material can make up as much as 30 or 35% of the total waste that goes into a landfill. We're just about to edit or to amend our solid waste rules to provide a more streamlined regulatory framework for composting, which is a great way to deal with food and organic waste. We also look forward to trying to advance technologies like anaerobic digestion and gasification and pyrolysis. And with the resources we have now as we staff up our bureau, we're really hoping to make advances in those areas.
Well, this is really interesting. And I know that a lot of people are interested in getting that plan put together now, including the legislature. My thanks to Michael Wimsatt, Director of Waste Management at the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services. And if you missed part of this briefing on solid waste in New Hampshire, you can go to WMUR.com, where it'll be posted later today and all this week.